What is going on, Wildlife X team? This is Michael here, and as humanity's population has increased, some wildlife animals have been endangered, made extinct, and other populations have decreased. However, some creatures have been able to adapt to new urban environments and not only just survive, but thrive. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about some of these urban animals that didn't get killed off, their populations aren't threatened, their habitat is not going away, but instead they're adapting to urban environments and taking advantage of everything that humanity has to offer to not only just survive, but thrive and expand rapidly. Some of these urban wildlife animals are included, but not limited to mice, rats, raccoons, cats, dogs. Many types of birds actually survive just off of the fact that we leave food and water out for them, and they're able to pick off of our waste, and also our environments just make it easier for them to collect food. Skunks, foxes, bobcats, surprisingly, deer also surprisingly, and even alligators. In fact, some alligators in Florida, for example, were actually saved from extinction just because they're able to survive in our man-made environments, such as like golf courses or whatever where there's water. Alligators have actually been able to survive and get by. They might not be thriving as well, but a lot of these animals that are also a little bit more aggressive are just thriving off of the fact because they can eat pets, they can eat stray cats and dogs, and raccoons are basically kind of what's out there. So our urban environment is transforming wildlife on Earth. Now, of course, we still have natural nature areas, and that is probably always going to exist, hopefully. But for these urban environments, wildlife is expanding in with us. They're not just pushing out, but they're not, going away because we're pushing them out. They are coming back in, except they're coming in with a new intelligence, new adaptations, and new skills in order to thrive off of what we created. For example, some creatures like mice and rats can feed off of our waste, and they can hide in areas such as sewers, in between walls, because they're small, they're sneaky, they like navigating these very close environments. If you were to open up a small little hole in a certain area, a mouse is going to be excited. It's like, what's inside of there? I want to go explore that, because they might be able to locate food. It's in their natural instinct in the wild. And so when we create these urban environments full of tunnels and holes and sewers and everything, they are excited, and they are not just excited, they are thriving. Stray cats and dogs are also another example of creatures that are thriving off of humanity. Not just tamed cats and dogs, which is also playing an effect into this, but wolves back in the day, scientists believe, actually adapted into what could now be turned into dogs because they learned to play along with humans rather than trying to hunt for our food and trying to fight or be aggressive where they would just get killed off. Instead, they decided, if we play a little bit nice, we befriend a human, we make them love us, and we be man's companion, then we can eat their scraps. So these cats and dogs are running around, they look cute, and so they're getting fed, and that's how they're surviving in an urban environment. I mentioned deer earlier as well. How the heck are deer surviving in urban environments? I have actually seen deer personally myself in the Midwest of the United States of America quite a bit, actually. It was very impressive seeing them all over the place. I remember going sledding as a little kid, and we would see them all over the place as well. Of course, you don't see them for that long if you see them, because they just run away. They're always kind of hidden, but they're hiding in those nature areas. And these deer, scientists have realized that some deer are actually intelligent enough to look both ways when they're crossing the road. So when they're crossing a road, they see that it's a road, and instead of just jumping right across and getting hit like maybe their best buddy just did, instead they're going left, right, and then they're moving forward. So deer have even adapted to urban environments so they don't get hit by cars. Raccoons are some of the most interesting wildlife creatures that are not just surviving but thriving in urban environments. Since the 80s, raccoon populations have absolutely boomed. They are thriving just so amazingly in our city environments. They survive, of course, in nature, But in the urban environments, these raccoons are proven to be more intelligent, dexterous. They're just all around more likely to survive in an urban environment rather than nature. Raccoon intelligence is not well studied, but raccoons are believed to be significantly more intelligent as cats and dogs, or than cats and dogs. In fact, they're believed to be almost as intelligent as monkeys. However, even though they are quite intelligent, we can't tame them or turn them into pets. As far as we know, it's been attempted and it's just not possible because they're very curious, very vicious, and they can also carry deadly diseases to humans, such as rabies. Raccoons are actually a rabies vector species, meaning they're highly likely to carry the disease rabies and also transmit it. Raccoons that have been tracked in urban environments are notoriously intelligent. They will avoid main roads that have lots of cars. They will find tunnels. Our city environments are basically an intelligence playground for these creatures. They can open trash bins, doors, solve other basic puzzles. They'll do basically anything to find food. And they have very nice fingers. They're able to climb things. They are, in general, just absolutely intelligent. And they have a great sense of smell as well. So as soon as they smell food, they're going to be highly persistent. These creatures do not give up at all. If you leave some food in a bin, it'll take them a long time before they give up on getting this food. It also seems that the more complex of barriers we place on creatures such as raccoons, the more intelligent they seem to get. The reason for this is because it's like they pass level 1 and they figure out how to break into our food. Oh, okay, we'll take them to level 2, we'll add on another level of security, and then they figure out how to beat level 1 and level 2, and they just keep getting better and better. And without some seriously expensive stuff like technology, automated locks or something like that, it's going to be very hard to keep raccoons out of getting into our trash bins and doing all kinds of things, because raccoons are notoriously intelligent. They're able to knock bricks off of trash bins, open trash bins, try to figure out how to undo locks, go into special doors, climb things. They'll just do absolutely crazy stuff in order to get food. So raccoons are thriving in our urban environments. So what can we do to fix this problem? Well, first off, we're not entirely for sure if it's a huge problem. The one problem with raccoons is that because they can be vicious, they could randomly attack a human, or it could end up, they get hit by a car or just something like that. It could be bad and it increases the chance of disease or rabies or something like that. However, in the future, it's possible that maybe they won't carry these diseases and they'll actually be able to coexist with humanity, which appears to be what they're attempting to do right now. But also right now there are risks of certain diseases like rabies, but also some other ones being spread. We're not trying to scare you or anything. It's not like a super dangerous thing that's going to be like, oh no, like it's going to get you or whatever. It's not that dangerous, but it can still be a huge nuisance. And also just the fact is, these creatures are vicious. They are very easily set off. They're highly aggressive usually. Sometimes they'll run off, other times they'll just bite someone or scratch them or whatever, and that puts you at risk. And it's a very small risk, but it's a risk we don't want to take. So we don't know exactly how to fix the problem. Like I said earlier, you would need a lot of high-level automation and technology, which would just be too expensive for such a small thing. The problem is, in our cities and urban environments, we have so much waste sitting out that, of course, all of these creatures, mice, rats, raccoons, skunks, foxes, deer, basically everything, anything that these creatures can get their hands on, they will get their hands on. They're going to do whatever it takes. We're leaving too much waste out for these creatures in our urban environments, and so for them, it's like a playground. All they're doing is learning and learning and learning how to figure out how to get our waste. So these creatures are way more intelligent than we actually thought them to be, and this is one of the surprising effects of our urban cities and urban environments. These cities are forcing animals to live with us, and in fact, not just forcing that, because some of these creatures could have receded into nature, but some of these creatures are actually leaving nature and coming into urban environments, again, such as raccoons, because they are able to thrive better. What the long-term effects and short-term effects of this are going to be, we're not entirely for sure, but we thought you might enjoy this video and learn a little bit about how our urban environments are changing wildlife and nature and how it's kind of becoming one. So we ask you now, what do you think the effect of this is going to be? What do you think the short-term effects are going to be, the long-term effects of this change? Because it's very, very interesting and only time will tell. So we hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a thumbs up and comment what you think below. My name is Michael with Wildlife X Team, and we will see you all in the next video.